Okay, running a little bit late. Got my cables all twisted here. I always think I have a little more time than I do. And work was busy today. Yes, day job, didn't take time off to do this. I am a software engineer. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I'm going to test the output of the stream in a minute here. One-man show. My phone's buzzing, probably from notifications that I've went live. Love how they do that. Or I'm getting a reminder, hey, remember to go live 5 minutes ago. Always fun. Always a fun thing. Okay, almost done untangling this. I want to actually be able to hear well, so I am going to use my studio headphones. Not as pretty, but guaranteed to hear it from outside noises. It's not like we have a big stage there like they do in Simi Valley down south at the Republican debate there at the Presidential Library. Great place. I love visiting the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library when I get a chance. Okay. There we go. Hopefully my frame rate is good. No drop frames. Seems to be okay. Looking good there. OBS running okay. I guess I'm going to run OBS back there. I'm doing this sitting down today. I usually do this standing up, but that didn't have the green screen and that didn't work too well last time trying to improvise it. So let's go here. Hopefully we have Fox going to cooperate tonight. Probably saw a bunch of stuff there that I didn't want you to see, but that's okay. Sign up now. We'll get this going. So this is the second debate for the GOP debate. I've done this a couple times over the years. Actually ran as a writing candidate in California about 11 years ago as a protest. This year I think it might be time. I think I am. This is the right time for me to actually run, but
it's for fighting's sake. They want somebody who fights for the people. That's the difference. And two core questions tonight. Do I like you? That's a living room test. The more important one is, are you like me? Not do I like you, but are you like me? Do we have connective tissue? Do you understand my everyday struggles and concerns?
You know what?
I think she nailed
We
it.
can just do it that way.
Struggles and concerns. People walk out thinking tick, tick, tick. Me too. I'm worried about the same thing. I mean,
We'll see if I get
the economy, and I know this is a Fox Business night of some kind. But really,
get in trouble for it that way.
That's what the polls show. That's right. And listen,
And the plan is to pause this.
This is a little surreal in that the former president, depending on the poll, is leading by 30, 40, 50 points. So this is
secondary.
The alternative at the end of the day, the man or woman who's going to stand up against the former president at the end.
I still don't like those assumptions. I don't like any of these guys that make assumptions like this.
How does that influence this debate? I'll put that maybe the elephant in the room. But Mr. Trump has a commanding lead. Period. End of sentence. Can that be beaten right now? What's your take, Carl?
Well, look, he is the front runner, and by a lot. But the problem for that is twofold. I think he is emphasizing too much. He's in the lead, raising expectations. And second of all, look, voters like to have a contest, and they like underdogs. And
Yep.
if they see something attractive over the course of these 2 or 3 or 4 debates, that could be a problem being absent on the stage. Everybody on the
So
stage in the first
the
debate.
problem with doing it this way, let's see. Okay, I can pause.
Everyone saw the percentage of the people who said I'm open to voting for him rise. Only one candidate
All right.
in the Republican race saw both of his numbers drop in that regard.
We are live, and we're going to check the audio over here on the restream.
I hate to go this is the national anthem.
That's my.
I hate to even talk during that, but unfortunately, that's the exigencies of President watching. Kellyanne Conway, we got a couple seconds left. So I'll give you the last word. Your bet on tonight. Go ahead.
Sure, I think Trump is casting himself still as the underdog, underestimated, and the front runner as well. And he hovers very big here, even if he's not here. I want to hear from everybody. What would they do differently than Trump did, or what
Looks
would they do
good.
the same?
So I am
Just
streaming
with a different
through.
Style. Is there some? Is the wall, Ukraine, crime, economy?
Okay.
Something different.
Got it, Joe. Kellyanne, thank you. Appreciate it. Carl Rowe, thank you very much. Good luck to Dana Perino. Brett, thank you. Good luck to Dana and to the others. Thanks for watching, folks. Second
problem with doing it
primary
this way,
debate starts
okay, I can
right
pause.
now.
Hey, my restream works. Okay.
To one of the most beloved leaders in our nation's history, Ronald Reagan, the Gipper, the great communicator,
Ronald Reagan.
40th Commander-in-Chief,
We had no perfect president.
big government,
He did a lot of good things, some bad things. Some things we're finding out the negative impact now, but it's a tough job.
and sought peace through strength.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
40 years after Reagan's landslide re-election, the Republican
So-
Party faces critical questions.
This is the Fox News live stream. I hope nobody complains that that is copyrighted material. Please do not use that. I'm using this as a way to comment on this directly, not trying to share this information. Please tune in, foxnews.com or your local cable network, or any other way you could do it. Stream it, unplug.
What is America's role in the world?
We need to build a military fitted to the widening challenges in an ever more dangerous world.
Sometimes you avoid war by showing you're tough, and the country faces even more challenges.
If you think I should run, please visit the website, shouldjeremyrun.com.
Tonight, candidates seeking the Republican nomination converge in California to chart a new path.
Gotta love the pageantry of this.
Time for choosing.
Air Force One there at the is on the screen. Which someone commented this is more about the show and the pageantry than it is actually debating, and I have a problem with that. But that is what they're doing.
Welcome to the second Republican debate in the 2024 primary, live from the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library in Simi Valley, California. We're inside the spectacular Air Force One Pavilion, where the stage is set for a showdown. I'm Stuart Varney of Fox Business, and I am thrilled to be sitting alongside my co-moderators, Fox News Channel Dana Perino and Ilya Calderon.
I've been in that room.
Division.
Good evening. Well, thank you, Stuart. President Reagan famously described America as a shining city on a hill. And tonight, 7 candidates will make the case they should be the one to lead that city into a brighter tomorrow. But first, they have to convince you, the voter. Please allow me to welcome our Spanish-speaking audience.
They are going to be 1 minute, so I need to set my timers.
Desde la Biblioteca Presidencial Ronald Reagan, los precandidatos republicanos también buscan su voto para las primarias del partido. Bienvenidos.
And good evening. So let's meet the candidates who have qualified and chosen to be on this stage tonight. They are positioned by the order they rank in the polls, with the highest polling candidate in the middle. Standing center stage, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
Okay, I'm going to test this right now. So you should see the bar update while they're doing their introductions.
Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie.
On the wing tonight, former Vice President Mike Pence.
You guys would see that there.
Questions on a wide variety of issues important to primary voters. Candidates get 1 minute to answer and 30 seconds to respond if singled out. When their time runs
A little bit of a thing there.
So please keep it
And remember, I'm going to pause this to answer questions.
We are in this spacious, sunny place tonight, designed to reflect the very nature and character of Ronald Reagan. It's a place that makes you proud to be an American. Yet today our nation is drowning in division and incivility.
Voters say they dread the 2024 election and find politics exhausting. 2 in 3 Americans think the country is on the wrong track. And 3 in 4 say the economy is not in good shape.
Prices are up 18% since 2020. More than half of the U.S. population has little access to childcare. 85% of Americans say their personal finances are a source of stress.
Americans want to believe a leader who says, "You can follow me. I've got you. Don't worry." President Biden is trying to do that with Bidenomics.
And yesterday, he joined the picket
We start up with
lines.
Bidenomics again.
Workers are demanding more wages and job security. Senator Scott, you recently reacted by praising Ronald Reagan for firing air traffic controllers in the 1980s, saying, "You strike, you're fired." Would you fire thousands of striking auto workers today, Senator?
Okay, I'm going to take this one. Ronald Reagan fired the air traffic controllers because the air traffic controllers are part of our national security system. They help secure the skies, manage the planes. Auto workers is an entirely different scenario. It's private industry. When you take over the unions that are private, that is called fascism, and that is exactly what happened in Italy during World War II. That is not something you want to do. There's a time when you have to have a hard, strong hand in order to keep the country running. But you don't take private industry like happens in Venezuela. This is communism. This is not something that is for the United States of America. We need to encourage work in a number of different ways and help people get the job, keep the job, be able to transition smoothly, feel safe that they have a way to fall back, but keep America productive and moving forward. That is not even an option. So I got to work on going over. We're going to listen to his answer.
Obviously, the President of the United States cannot fire anybody in the private sector. However, we should look back at the first bill in Congress under Joe Biden. The first bill had $86 billion for the union pensions because they continue to overpromise yet underdeliver. One of the challenges that we have in the current negotiations...
Trying to bail out unions, which is exactly what the last time we saved the auto union did when we under Obama.
Working fewer hours. That is simply not going to stand. I sat in a finance committee hearing when a widow came before the committee who was promised pensions from the unions, $4,000 a month. Unfortunately, it had been cut to $1,000 a month. We must make sure that we honor the commitments that we make, and one of the ways that we do that, do not overpromise and then underdeliver and leave the taxpayers on the hook. I'll say this, Joe Biden should not be on the picket line. He should be on the southern border working to close our southern border because it is unsafe.
Takes the question, diverts it. That's not a bad tactic.
70,000 Americans in the last 12 months because of fentanyl. It is devastating. Every county in America is now a
That's true.
border county because fentanyl has devastated Americans in every single state. I will also say 6 million illegal crossings since Joe Biden has taken office, and he eliminated Title 42. The one thing he should do is finish the wall, reinstate Title 42, and get the job done.
Well, I can promise you that we are going to have a lot of questions on the border and immigration, but in the meantime, we do want to talk about the economy and jobs, and especially want to talk about this strike for just a moment.
Good
more.
redirection.
Mr. Ramaswamy, you've said you really empathize with the strikers. You're standing next to Senator Scott, and do you agree with what he said, or do you think he's wrong?
I agree with some of what he said, for sure. I like
So he's answered the same answer, so
I'll say that I don't have a lot of patience for
Is that the same question?
I think
so I won't
and I actually have a common view.
take a second
I
chance.
have a lot of sympathy for the workers, however. People are going through real hardship in this country. I went through hardship growing up. My father stared down layoffs at GE under Jack Welch's tenure at the GE plant in Evendale, Ohio. My mom had to work overtime in nursing homes in Southwest Ohio to make ends meet and pay off our home loan. So I understand that hardship is not
I remember being on food stamps.
but victimhood is a choice, and we choose to be victorious.
Wasn't for
in
too
the
long.
United States of America.
Ate better on food stamps than we normally did to try to budget food.
In front of the White House in Washington, D.C. That's really where the protest needs to be. Disastrous economic policies that have driven up prices, that have driven up interest rates and mortgage rates. At the same time, wages remaining stagnant. What we need is to deliver economic growth in this country. Unlock American energy. Drill, frack, burn coal, embrace nuclear energy. Put people
Embrace
back to
nuclear.
work by no longer paying them more money
If
to
you
stay
actually
home.
understand nuclear, safe nuclear, modern nuclear.
Itself, and rescind a majority of those unconstitutional federal regulations that are hampering our economy. That is how we unleash American exceptionalism. And that's not a Democratic vision or a Republican vision. That is an American vision that we embrace economic growth. And capitalism is still the best system known to man to lift us up from poverty. And we should not apologize for it. That's what it means to be an American.
Together, the CEOs of General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis make 336 times the number of rank and file workers. That's just part of a wider income inequality trend in the country. The richest 1% now controls 1/5 of all income. Vice President Pence, last week you said you side with American workers, but you also support how these companies operate. Which is it?
Well, thank you for the question. I want to thank Univision.
No, I'll go ahead and let him do that.
For assembling such a wonderful forum. Look, I do disagree with something Tim Scott just said. Joe Biden doesn't belong on a picket line. He belongs on the unemployment line. I mean, look, I'm from the second leading manufacturing state in the country per capita. I was governor of the state of Indiana. We brought 12,000 factories back to America during our administration. I know something about manufacturing.
So he's going into manufacturing, and
Bosses are talking about class warfare,
Yep.
talking about disparity in wages.
This is-
I have to
you-
tell you, I really believe what's driving that is Bidenomics has failed. Wages
Bidenomics
are not
has failed.
keeping up with inflation. Auto workers and all American workers are feeling it. Families are struggling in this economy. And Joe Biden's Green New
it
Deal
is
agenda
tough out there
is
right
good
now.
for Beijing and bad for Detroit. We ought to repeal the Green New Deal, get rid of the mandates and subsidies that are driving American gasoline automotive manufacturing into the graveyard. And beyond that also, as President of the United States, I'll be standing with workers all across America, and I'll be standing for the right to work of every American to join a union or not join a union as they decide.
Senator Scott, you were mentioned. Will you care to respond?
There's no doubt that Joe Biden needs to be fired. That's why I'm running for president. I look forward to being the next president of the United States. I will also say, I know America can do for anyone what she's done for me. It's why we're focusing on restoring hope, creating opportunities, and protecting the America we all love. Growing up in a single-parent household,
They're very good at
I wondered if the
redirecting it to themselves, which I'm not good at bragging about bragging myself.
Good news for every single child, whether you're in the inner cities of Chicago
Like-
or the rural parts of Iowa. America and the dream, it is alive, it is well, and it is healthy. God bless these United States of America.
These United States, prior to Abraham Lincoln, that was the most popular.
Biden showed up on that picket line. But why are those workers actually there? It's because of all of the spending that he has pushed through in the economy that's raised the inflation. So when you look at the fact that we are paying higher gas prices, higher grocery prices, $7,000 more a year for families, what we need to do is I came out with an economic plan.
First part-
Eliminate the gas and diesel tax so that they have more money in their pocket. Let's focus on going after middle America and cutting taxes for middle America and collapsing those brackets. Let's get rid of unfair
Collapsing
distortions
brackets makes
like the
sense.
state and local tax that they
it's too much of a sharp curve to where you can't get yourself forward. The more we do that, the destruction of the middle class.
They made the corporate taxes permanent. Let's focus on what it takes to get more cash in the pockets of workers. That's when we'll be able to deal with strikes like this, not sitting on
People who cheat and have those means get up above the curve, and everybody else just slides further down. So the whole reason we have a middle class.
Sorry, I have to jump in because we're missing the point, and every other network is missing the point. The reason why people are striking in Detroit is because Joe Biden's interference with capital markets and with free markets. Subsidies. We're subsidizing the automakers, and we're subsidizing the cars, and a particular kind of car, not every car, but particularly we're subsidizing electric vehicles. And when you decide that we're going to take all of your taxpayer monies, take $1 billion, subsidize a certain type of vehicle, and the batteries come from China. China controls 85% of the rare earth minerals. They're called rare earth because they're measured in parts per million. China is moving 100,000 pounds of earth in Indonesia, in Africa. They're literally destroying the planet so that they can make a battery that's in a car subsidized here. That's why they're striking, because they need 2/3 less workers to build an electric car. Joe Biden, this strike is at Joe Biden's feet.
This is really, he's hitting it home, and electric has all sorts of problems.
The follow question to Governor Christie. The government will shut down if Congress does not reach a deal by the end of this week. Vice President Pence warns that politics of, quote, Trump's populist protégés, like Mr. Ramaswamy, are a road to ruin for the GOP. If the government shuts down, should voters blame populist Republicans?
Ooh. Shutdown question, if I understood her correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and take this. What we need to blame if the government shuts down is spending, out of control spending that has been being built upon year after year, Congress after Congress, president after president. We need control of it. Now, part of our spending right now is from COVID. We had a big burst from COVID and dealing with that whole situation, which is still ongoing to some extent. But we really need to get our spending under control. By being more efficient, we can do that. The whole reason the government shut down is because of these caps, to try to force the spending down. And Congress isn't following their own rules. We need to make the government more efficient, more streamlined by spending our money better, not letting it leak out to special interests, and not just special interests, but corruption. Let's be honest here. By reorganizing things and making the money closer to where you actually are implementing it, you reduce the amount of overhead. There's all sorts of technology we can do. That is where it is. We need to blame that. And if I was to actually do this, I would not let the government shut down, because I forced Congress to actually make those kind of cuts.
Voters are blaming everybody who's in Washington, D.C.
They have a way to do that, but
down there to do the job, and they've been failing at doing the job for a very long time. And let's be honest about this with the voters. You know, during the Trump administration, they added $7 trillion in national debt. And now the Biden administration has put another $5 trillion on and counting. They have failed, and they're in the spot they're in now because none of them are willing to tell the truth. None of them are willing to take on the difficult issues. They just want to keep kicking the can.
Christie's got a lot of good stuff.
And the inflation that Nikki spoke about is absolutely right, and it's caused by government spending. And that's why people all across this country are suffering tonight. And yet we don't get any answers because Joe Biden hides in his basement.
That trash
and won't
sitting here.
answer as to why he's raising the debt the way he's done. And Donald Trump hides behind the walls of his golf clubs here to answer questions like all the rest of us are up here to answer. He put $7 trillion on the debt. He should be in this room to answer those questions for the people you talk about who are suffering. And if the government closes, it's the blame. It is to the blame of everyone in Washington, D.C., who has failed to do their job and just plays to the grandstand.
The next question is for Governor DeSantis.
Here's how we get done in Washington. We must
Just talk. It was just...
You haven't spoken, please.
The people in Washington are shutting down the American dream with their reckless behavior. They borrowed, they printed, they spent, and now you're paying more for everything. They are the reason for that. They have shut down our national sovereignty by allowing our border to be wide open. So please spare me the crocodile tears for these people. They need to change what's going on. And where's Joe Biden? He's completely missing in action from leadership. And you know who else is missing in action? Donald Trump is missing in action. He should be on this stage tonight. He owes it to you to defend his record where they added $7.8 trillion to the debt. That set the stage for the inflation that we have.
See, they have all these prepared. I purposely don't prepare, so if I stumble a little bit...
We've paid down over 25% of our state debt, and
he's saying the same thing.
when it came to my desk, and as your president, when they send me a bloating spending bill that's going to cause your prices to go up, I'm going to take out this veto pen and I'm going to send it right back to them.
Because I could do prepared speeches just like... Years of Toastmasters, baby.
On the minds of a lot of moms and dads and Americans, and I know that you've been thinking about it because childcare costs, they are up. They're topping $10,000 per month. Some families are spending up to half of their income on childcare, and they're having to decide, is it worth it for me to work, or does it not make sense for me financially? In 3 days, the billions of dollars in pandemic-era funding is going to end, and 70,000 daycares could close. So you had an effort to broaden eligibility for child care assistance. That fell apart last year. And for the moms and dads out there who are worried,
We're going to take this one, by the way.
if you weren't able to get it through the Congress, how could you do it as president?
Okay, I'm going to take it slightly different, but this is important to me. I've been there. I've seen the child care costs. I worked at a nonprofit organization that was one of these that takes the federal funds and distributes it to people for subsidized child care for multiple different programs. You know what I saw the most? It's exactly what she's talking about. People trying to balance, do I do work or do I have child care? And what would happen over and over and over is they would have their subsidized child care. They would work. They would slowly wean off of it. And then the federal government would drop the funds because they've timed out or they're now earning just enough that they no longer qualify. And you know what happens? They can no longer afford that childcare because it becomes a sharp cliff, not an even tapering off. And that's been a huge problem. It's been this for decades. We need to help. We need to have those soft cushions, but we need to taper it off. That is the point in being able to get people to work and help them with the cushion so you can work. It's something that I would tackle directly as president because that can actually make a difference in leadership as well as leading the Congress. Leadership. It's all about leadership. Okay, reset that. Continue the stream.
One of the things I did as a member of Congress was to make sure that we protected the Head Start programs around the country, giving people the opportunity to pick and choose the place that they see their children.
My mother-in-law pushed for that in the state of California.
Is that the cost for daycare has gone over $15,000 per child. In the Build Back Broker plan, he called it a Build Back Better plan, it was going up to $29,000. The way we fix that problem is to make sure that we actually cut taxes and give more Americans their money back. When I helped write the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, we actually lowered a single mother's taxes by 70% on the federal level. For dual income households by 60%. Then we went a step further. We doubled the child tax credit and made it refundable.
The tax credit
Doing that, more parents
became
have
refundable.
more resources to make the decisions how to take care of their family. The one thing we should do is let the American people keep their money. When that happens, the greatest opportunities rise from the ashes.
And I do agree with him strongly on that, too.
Mischaracterized a part of my view. I think this artificial division is unhelpful in our party. The real divide is not between the Republicans on this stage. And in the Reagan Library, I want to say these are good people on this stage.
Most of them are,
The
yeah.
real divide is between the majority of us in this country who love the United States of America and share our founding ideals. Free speech, meritocracy, the idea you get
He's going off on a completely different subject so they can get his talking points in.
tariff was coming. We knew that there was going to be millions of people without it, and so guess what? We planned.
Okay.
When we passed legislation because
Sir, we will get you some questions, but you're going to have to let us move on. We are going to the
That's, I don't like the way the debate's handled. If you don't get a child care question across to everybody.
President Ronald Reagan said the following.
The idea of amnesty for those who have put down roots and who have lived here, even though some time back they may have entered illegally.
2 years later, President Reagan granted amnesty to nearly 3 million immigrants, something no Democrat or Republican president has done since. Governor Christie, as governor of a non-border state
I will
in
take-
2010, you supported a path to citizenship. But when you ran for president in 2016, you flipped, saying immigrants should be tracked like FedEx packages. Where do you stand now on a path to citizenship for 11 million of undocumented immigrants?
Okay, I'm going to answer this. The United States has long let our borders be too loose. Because of our origin, I am very pro-immigrant. That's not the issue. I want people to immigrate here, but I want us to know who's immigrating here. We have one of the greatest countries in the world. We do have limited resources, and it's not unlimited. We do have all of these social programs that we've introduced, which also cost us. We have to be able to support everybody who's here and take care of them. What's happened is, for years, we've let everybody come in on the southern border, or too many people, and it's created this second-class citizen, this underdog that people feel that they can mistreat, etc. The United States is not supposed to be a class society, yet we've created this other class, and it's causing tons of problems. As for amnesty, both parties have promised things that we can't keep to these people, and that's why they keep coming in. We would almost be breaking this promise, even though it was a lie, to them. We need a path, but we need to stop the bleeding, a path, a creative path, and a way to just bridge them into society and move forward so that we can all be united and take care of everybody. If that makes sense. I'm stumbled there too much. I'm mad at myself.
No one has done anything since we first had this discussion 13 years ago. We're not in a position to be able to do any of that anymore. What we have to do now is first treat this like the law enforcement problem it is. Our laws are being broken every day at the southern border. Every day. And Joe Biden and his crew is doing nothing about enforcing that law. They are letting it go. And
I'm still going to retime them too, because I don't think it's been 1 minute.
let it go. And we need to have a president who acts like I did as governor. Enforce the law first and foremost. And that means what I'll do on day one is sign an executive order to send the National Guard to partner with Customs and Border Patrol to make sure that we stop the flow of fentanyl over the border, but also to make sure that we send a much different message. We want you here in this country to fill the 6 million vacant jobs we have, but only if you come here to follow the law, and only if you come here legally. If you come here illegally, we will apprehend you, and we will send you back across the border.
It'd be really good to educate people on the border when they come and say, this is how you get it, go back, apply.
Not only now, but in the future, we won't be able to continue this. And I'll tell you this, Donald Trump failed on this as well. He said he was going to build a wall across the whole border. He built 52 miles of wall and said Mexico would pay for it. Guess what? I think if Mexico knew that he was only going to build 52 miles, they might have paid for the 52 miles.
Thank you, Governor. Governor Hannon. Most illegal immigrants are coming from countries south of the border. You've seen the Fox News drone. It's captured the steady stream of people coming into the country on a daily basis. In fact, I believe we have a live picture of it tonight. That is happening right now, live. In the last decade, the U.S. has spent nearly $55 billion to address the root causes of migration. But crime, poverty, and corruption, they persist, and the number of migrants is only growing. Are we wasting our money?
We're not wasting our money.
When Joe Biden waved the green flag, it told everybody to come. And now we've seen 6 million people cross the border. We've had more fentanyl that have killed Americans in the Iraq, Vietnam, or Afghanistan wars combined. We need to make sure that we are a country of laws. The second we stop being a country country of laws, we give up everything this country was founded on. So we have to secure the border. The way we do that is, first of all, defund sanctuary cities. You see what's happening in Philadelphia right now. It's gotta stop. We need to make sure we put 25,000 more Border Patrol and ICE agents on the ground and let them do their job. I spent 400 miles down that border, and I'm telling you, Border Patrol agents aren't allowed to do their job. Let's go back to remain in Mexico policy. Instead of catch and release, let's go to catch and deport.
What about the aid that what about the aid that federal taxpayers are paying to deal with the root causes? It's not working?
The
Or is
only
it?
aid that we should be spending right now is to secure the border, the southern border, the northern border, period.
You would cut off
We need
aid
to
to the
keep
region.
Americans safe, and right now Americans are not safe. Only when we fix the immigration system, only when we get the border secure, should we ever look at putting any more money into this. Our money should be about keeping Americans safe. We're not doing that. Joe Biden's not doing that. And you mentioned Congress and shutting down government. I'll make it clear. We have to change the budget process in 4 years. In 40 years, Congress has only delivered a budget on time 4 times in 40 years. If they don't keep the government open, they should not get paid. No pay, no budget. That's the way we should do it.
Governor DeSantis, we have a question for you. Governor DeSantis, China invested $12 billion in Latin America just last year. They signed strategic partnerships with 7 countries, including Mexico. And China's military ties to the region now include arms sales and training exercises. Are you comfortable with China deepening ties with our southern neighbors?
Of course not. And the reason why we're in this mess is because elites in D.C. for far too long have chosen surrender over strength when it comes to the CCP. Some people in our country got rich, our industrial base got hollowed out, and they have been able to build the second most powerful military in the entire world. We need a totally new approach to China. We are going to have real hard power in the Indo-Pacific, like Reagan, to deter their ambitions. We're going to have economic independence from China, where we're decoupling our economy, and we are going to go after the cultural power they have in this country. As governor of Florida, I banned the CCP from buying land in our state. We should do that all across these United States. We shouldn't have them in our universities. We shouldn't have Confucius Institutes. So when you see a country in decline, our power's in decline, China's going to surpass us this decade, and if they do that, that's going to affect every single American household. As your president, I am not going to let that happen. I'm going to reverse this country's decline. We are going to choose strength, not surrender when it comes to the CCP.
America's not a country in decline. Under Joe Biden, we are a country in retreat.
Propose, quote, universal deportation for all undocumented immigrants and their children, even if the children are citizens of the United States. Under what legal premise will you expel U.S. citizens?
You can't.
So the first thing I want to say is I agree with everything the Republicans on the stage are on the right side of this issue. Militarize the southern border, stop funding sanctuary cities, and end foreign aid to Mexico and Central America to end the incentives to come across. But I do go a step further. You're right about that, Ilya. I favor ending birthright citizenship for the kids of illegal immigrants in this country. Now, the left
That's
about the Constitution and the 14th Amendment. The difference between me and them is I've actually read the 14th Amendment. What it says is that all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the laws and jurisdiction thereof are citizens. So nobody believes that the kid of a Mexican diplomat in this country enjoys birthright citizenship. Not a judge or legal scholar in this country will disagree with me on that. Well, if the kid of
it's a
Mexican diplomat
radical
doesn't enjoy
position, but
birthright
yes, it's
citizenship,
interesting.
then neither does the kid of an illegal migrant who broke the law to come here. And as the father of 2 sons, it is hard for me to look them in the eye and say, you have to follow the law when our own government fails to follow its own laws. That's how we really go the distance and solve this problem and restore the rule of law in the United States of America, because that is part of what it even means to be an American.
Senator Scott, you oppose ending birthright citizenship. What does Mr. Ramaswamy have wrong on that issue?
Yeah, there's no doubt the fact that when you think of the Constitution and the 14th Amendment, it was certainly written as it relates to slavery, not as it relates to illegal immigration. It's been applied to illegal immigration. So the challenge that we face is, in fact, one that has to do with whether or not the people that come here are under the jurisdiction of our laws. And frankly, if you come here illegally, you are not. Now,
So, is it correct about the 14th Amendment?
Argument is something I can't tell you, but from a perspective of the Constitution, I think it's simple that clearly it was designed for slavery and not for illegal immigration. I'll go one step further, though. When we have a conversation about the things that are happening on this stage, we think about the fact that Vivek just said we were all good people, and I appreciate that, because last debate, he said we were all bought and paid for. And I thought about that for a little while and said, you know, I can't
He did.
imagine how you could say that, knowing that you were just in business with the Chinese Communist Party and the same people that funded Hunter Biden millions of dollars was a partner of yours as well. It's not nonsense.
So look, here's what I want to respond. These are good people who are tainted by a broken system, and it's not the fault of anybody who's involved.
Some of us are tainted.
Excuse me. Thank you for speaking while I'm interrupting. While I'm speaking.
Thank you for speaking while I'm interrupting.
Gentlemen, you'll have your turn.
One of the challenges,
So listen up.
We always focus on the issues that matter. We know it is this in China. Everybody knows that.
If I may address.
On holding
I think I've seen this as an operas. You know, we get the three people all singing the different parts at the same time.
Speaking at the same time, no one can understand the
Exactly.
message.
So if I may, I agree with you. When every other CEO expanded into the Chinese market, you know what I did with my first company? We opened a subsidiary in China. But you know what I did that was different than every other company? We got the hell out of there. And when I started my next
right
company,
before you ran for
Strive, right when that's years ago. Right when I started my next company, Strive, to compete against BlackRock. Excuse me. To compete against BlackRock.
We gotta watch out for China.
We would never
Watch what they're doing.
in China. And I will say something.
I think you have more than time to explain your point.
Well, if I was interrupted by a lot of people here, and I want to be respectful because I believe these were respectful, but I do not believe in these. We're sitting here in the Reagan Library.
Yes, I wish you
In
did
the
not
honor of Ronald Reagan's library, if I may, Tim, from one admirer of Ronald Reagan to another, from one admirer of Reagan to another, we cannot see who is violates Reagan's
This isn't
command.
productive.
Let's have a policy debate.
What's going on?
Let us have a policy debate. Let's have
About their records.
a policy debate.
Pence is ready. Pence has not got to do it. Pence is should be a stronger candidate than he is.
In 2017, the Trump-Pence administration canceled DACA, which put the legal status of 600,000 dreamers in the hands of the courts. Dreamers work and they pay taxes. As president, if the Supreme Court ends DACA, would you work with Congress to reach a permanent solution for dreamers?
Well, first, let me say I'm glad Vivek pulled out of his business deal in 2018 in China. That must have been about the time you decided to start voting in presidential elections. Participating in elections. So let me speak to this issue. Number one, I negotiated the Remain in Mexico policy with the Mexican government.
The remaining Mexico policy would be
We
good.
used economic power to bring the Mexican government to the table. We built hundreds of miles of border wall, and despite what's said here today, we reduced illegal immigration and asylum abuse by 90%. And as President of the United States, I can do it again. And the truth is, we need to fix a broken immigration system, and I'll do that as well. But first and foremost, a nation without borders is not a nation. And we have to secure the southern border of the United States of America. I know how to do it, and we will do it again. Let me say one other thing about China.
Vice
Let me say
President,
one other thing about China.
would you negotiate with Congress to give a solution to the problem that dreamers have right now? They are on a limbo.
Well, let me tell you, I served in Congress for 12 years, although it seemed longer. But you know, something I've done different than everybody on this stage is I've actually secured reform in Congress. You know, Ron, you talk a really good.
He keeps dodging the question.
But you've increased spending in Florida.
I agree with the stuff he's saying, but he's dodging the question.
When I was a member of Congress in 2006,
Dreamers,
Hurricane Katrina, do you remember it?
it's very tough.
We stood our ground. I led House conservatives. We cut $100 billion.
I have a much
out of
broader plan for immigration than Dreamers or anything that's being done there.
For on-the-job training. I'm going to be ready on day one to get Congress to step up, secure the southern border of the United States, build a military fitted to our times, and we're going to get spending in Washington, D.C. under control once and for all.
On the other side of this break, I propose to go to a break. How will these candidates make America safer as rising crime plagues our city?
Oh, break time, huh?
Continues in moments.
Let's check what's going on here. We're going to mute that for a moment. I guess I could fast forward and try to get live. Make sure that this is going. No one commenting. Yeah, that's okay. That's quite all right. We have a few people watching, so that's good. Welcome everybody who's there. I should be able to see comments from some of the services in here. If not, that's okay. Oh, let's forget the commentary. Let's see if I can get... if it will let me fast forward. If not... I'm going to trap myself in here, so no bathroom break for me. Yeah, maybe real quick. Be back in 1 second. Well, you know what? Screw it. How's everyone doing? Comment. I'll try to get to the comments in these breaks. Remind me next time to have more extension cables, so I don't have cables running across my walkway here. Okay. Everything seems to be going okay.
All right.
Let's me check on various platforms. Let me see. I have not seen how it looks on LinkedIn. It's the first time ever streaming to LinkedIn. It's making me log in. I'm not going to do that right now. And to Facebook. You know what? I can check that out elsewhere later. That's okay. It's one of the nice things about Restream is that it just lets me go to multiple locations at one time. But if this isn't going to let me fast forward, then that's annoying. Oh well, maybe next time. You know what? I'll squeeze by here real quick. Be right back. Oh, I guess I could do it that way. No way to mute. Okay, what did I miss? Whoa! I knew I shouldn't have done that. Sorry, guys. Missed something.
Year
to appoint an attorney general and instruct that attorney general that you are to put all the resources that are necessary to bring our cities back under control. The fact is, they will be stretched. There's no doubt about that, but that's what they take the job for, because they love the idea of enforcing the law. We've got to bring law and order back to this country, and not just in our cities. We need law and order back everywhere. We need
The concept of law and order.
People are threatened there. We need it in our rural areas. People feel threatened there, and we need it in
As well.
Washington, D.C. also. And Donald Trump should be here to answer for that, but he's not. And I want to look at that camera right now and tell you, Donald, I know you're watching. You can't help yourself. I know you're watching, okay? And you're not here tonight, not because of polls and not because of your indictments. You're not here tonight because you're afraid of being on the stage and defending your record. You're ducking these things. And let me tell you what's going to happen. You keep doing that, no one up here is going to call you Donald Trump anymore. We're going to call you Donald Duck.
All right. I want to ask Governor DeSantis, you fired
Oh, wow.
a couple of prosecutors in your state, but as president, you would not have the ability to do that. How do you think about dealing with the root causes of crime, especially this revolving door of the criminals? They just get out and come back and commit another crime.
Well, the crime in these cities is one of the strongest signs of the decaying of America.
I should have grabbed
We
this
can't be
question, but
successful
I'll let
as a
him go first.
country if people aren't even safe to live in places like Los Angeles and San Francisco. Just being in Southern California over the last couple days, my wife and I have met 3 people who have been mugged on the street, and that would have never happened 10 or 20 years ago. In Florida, we back the blue. We support the men and women of law enforcement. They are keeping us safe. We have a 50-year low in the crime rate. And yes, when I had 2 progressive prosecutors that weren't following the law in Florida, I removed them from their posts, and the people of Florida are safer as a result of it. As president, I will use the Justice Department.
There's more behind that story than he's
civil
telling.
rights cases against all of those left-wing Soros-funded prosecutors. We're not going to let them get away with it anymore. We want to reverse this country's decline. We need to choose law and order over rioting and disorder.
On a related subject, Governor Haley.
Okay, I'm going to take this though right now. I'm going to talk about that. One of the problems in the United States has slowly become the ignoring of law. The concept of law and order, people do not see law as being as good because of the problems we've had in police. Not all police are bad, not all police departments are bad, but there are some bad police and there are some bad police departments. In California, they took it so far though that you have to exceed a certain threshold before it's considered anything but a very minor crime, causing these serial attacks, these muggings, because they're not going to get prosecuted. And if they're not going to get prosecuted, the police